The gang leader kindly gave the little girl 100 yuan, but she unexpectedly pushed her luck and pestered him for another 100 yuan. The gang leader immediately felt she was treating him like a fool, and in anger, shoved the little girl to the ground. The banknotes in her hand scattered all over, and when he saw she already had so much money yet was still begging, he was convinced she was a scammer. The onlookers also began to accuse her, saying she was using her sick mother to swindle money. Helpless, the little girl took out a medical report to show everyone, crying that if her mother couldn't get surgery in time, she might only have a month left to live. At that moment, the gang leader noticed the girl had a notebook filled with names and asked what it was. The girl explained that it recorded the names of all the kind people who had helped her, so that one day she could repay them. Hearing this, the crowd was deeply moved by her sincerity and quickly donated money so she could pay for her mother's surgery. This heartwarming scene touched the girl greatly, and she knelt down, bowing 98 times in gratitude. She cried, thank you, I'll repay you all one day after my mother recovers." The girl then took the money to pay the surgery fee, but the nurse told her she was still short 20,000 yuan. With no choice, she again brought her sick mother to the hospital entrance to continue begging. The gang leader saw them kneeling there again and couldn't help but approach. After learning she was short 20,000 yuan, he handed her his gold necklace and suggested she try begging at the company across the street, where she might raise the money faster. Just then, an assistant from a company passed by and noticed the little girl looked strikingly similar to their president. Suspecting she might be the president's long-lost daughter, he quickly took out his phone to snap a photo. 7 years earlier, when the president's family was in crisis, his father had demanded he abandon his fiancée and marry the daughter of a wealthy investor to save the company. The president flatly refused. Unbeknownst to him, his fiancée overheard the conversation and, wanting to help him through the hardship, secretly hid the fact that she was pregnant. One night while he slept, she returned the engagement ring and left without looking back. But even though she gave him up, the wealthy investor's daughter wouldn't let her go. She ran her over with a car and had her thrown into a garbage heap, left to die. What she never expected was that the woman survived and gave birth to a well-behaved, sensible daughter. However, because of the accident, the woman lost her memory and became mentally unstable. Meanwhile, the president overcame the family crisis on his own. Yet the wealthy investor's daughter kept pestering him, trying to force him into marriage, and even spread rumors that his fiancée had run off with another man. On hearing this, the president flew into a rage and grabbed her by the throat. Not long after he left, she found an engagement ring on the ground, the very one he had once given to his fiancée. Furious, she drove off and tossed the ring by the roadside. Coincidentally, the little girl and her mother were scavenging nearby. When the woman saw the ring, faint fragments of memory stirred in her mind. She picked it up and slipped it onto her finger. The little girl, overjoyed at finding such a precious ring, said that now they could finally afford her mother's surgery. Meanwhile, the president discovered his ring was missing and frantically searched for it at home. At that moment, the investor's daughter returned, and he assumed she had stolen it. Enraged, he seized her by the throat and the wealthy woman frantically searched for the ring. When she saw it on a stranger's finger, she lunged forward and grabbed for it. As she pulled, she was shocked to see that the woman she had once run over was actually alive, and standing beside her was a little girl who might very well be the president's child. She immediately decided she could not allow the mother and daughter to appear before the president. The little girl cried and begged the wealthy woman to return the ring, saying it was their only hope to pay for her mother's surgery. Meanwhile, the president looked at the photo the assistant had taken and saw that the little girl looked very much like him as a child, and the woman in the picture matched his memory of his fiancée exactly. He told his assistant to find out where the mother and daughter were. Back at the scene, no matter how the little girl begged, the wealthy woman refused to give the ring back. Desperate, the little girl reached to grab it. Their scuffle quickly drew a crowd. The little girl pleaded with onlookers to help retrieve the ring so her mother could have the operation, while the wealthy woman sneered that they were beggars and could never possess something so valuable. She even threatened to call the police and have them arrested. The little girl knelt and kowed out in public, then showed everyone her mother's medical report, begging the woman to return the ring, saying her mother would not survive more than 3 days without the surgery. The wealthy woman snatched the report, threw it to the ground, and accused the mother of faking illness. She grabbed the woman from the security guards and began beating her savagely. At that moment, the president's assistant had already located them and told the president that the wealthy woman was bullying them. Enraged, the president swore that the woman would pay for this. Watching her mother being beaten, the little girl, in a desperate move, bit the wealthy woman's hand.